We are live. Brooke Brimm, take it away.
Hello, I am making an UNtuna sandwich today. So, first, we're going to start with getting our chickpeas, which is going to be our UNtuna, and our veggies in the food processor. So I have a half of a shallot, and I have some multicolored peppers. I have 2 stalks of celery, and then I have a can of chickpeas. And I'm going to get that I'm going to drain it out a little bit. Put that into the food processor. I like to get it nice and mushy. Not too mushy because you want some texture, but I like to get it all melded together. I remembered the dance. Let me keep going. Very good. We have our chickpeas that are blended together with our vegetables.
Welcome to Lunch Break Live, everybody. We are here with Dr. Brooke Brimm. She is making the most delicious UNtuna you've ever seen. Wait for it. And this is so easy. Back to you.
Super easy. So I have already blended together in a food processor my celery, shallots, mini peppers, and chickpeas. And I have now a textured mixture. You can see that texture there. What we're going to do is just like if you were doing regular tuna, right? We're going to add in some relish. And that's about a tablespoon. We're going to add in, now I'm taking this recipe from my cookbook, my latest cookbook, that one there. And in the book, it calls for pimentos. And pimentos are really just pickled sweet peppers. So this recipe calls for sweet peppers and pimentos. Well, I don't have pimentos, and I am a big proponent of using what you have. What I have here is a sweet relish, sweet pepper relish that I made some time ago, and I use it in various things. So I'm going to put it inside of our UNtuna today. Now, the recipe also calls for ground up nori sheets or nori komi fukaki. I'm going to use that today. Ooh, a little more than I expected, but it'll still be yummy. Okay, next thing is mayonnaise.
Welcome to Lunch Break Live, everybody. We are watching Dr. Brooke Brimm make these delicious, well, you know, it's going to be an UNtuna tuna melt, yes, with no fish, but made with chickpeas and these delicious ingredients. Take it away.
Yes. So I'm going to mix this together.
Now we do have one viewer who's asking, do you like to use Old Bay seasoning?
Not in my tuna, because I wouldn't normally, if I were making tuna fish salad, I would never use Old Bay seasoning. But if I am making something like a seafood crab cake, you know, a vegan crab cake, or when I make vegan calamari out of hearts of palm, I definitely use Old Bay. If I'm making like a Cajun pasta, I use Old Bay. Okay, so there's the tuna. And if you wanted to, you could stop here. Eat this with crackers, you know, little avocado, and you have yourself a great tuna salad. But we're not going to stop there. We're going to move on and make a tuna melt, because it is now getting a little cool in the evenings and the mornings, right? Because we're in fall. So where I am, it's getting a little cool. So instead of a cold sandwich, we're going to make a warm sandwich. And I have here marbled rye. So this is pumpernickel and rye. And in the cookbook, it asks for vegan butter, but I'm going to use coconut oil because that's what I have. So I'm going to lightly butter one side of the bread to get it nice and brown and crispy.
Yes, and if you're just joining us, you are in for a treat. Dr. Brooke Brimm, how many books do you have out and where can we get this new book? I can't wait for you to show everybody.
I
Go
have
for
6 books out, and 3 of them are cookbooks, and you can get them all on Amazon.
it. Nice. I love it. Okay, next.
So I'm going to use in the cookbook, I have a recipe for a whole dinner so that you would lay this out on a cookie sheet and use it and cover it with foil, but we're just doing one today. So I am going to use my panini press, okay? So I'm going to put my tuna or chickpea mixture on the bread. And what I have here, and this is a very important step, this is lukewarm vegan cheese, because if you want this to melt, you need to make your cheese lukewarm. It's a very important step. So bloop, just gonna put it down on the press and let it brown. Now, you could also, if you love your tuna with, someone asked about the Old Bay, you could also use mustard if that's the way you like it. You could make it with capers and red onions. It's a variety of ways that you can do it. It's all up to your own taste. So I made it the way that I liked it today. And I think you'll like this recipe.
Okay, now someone was asking, is that the smoked vegan Gouda cheese? Is that one of your favorites?
This is Follow Your Heart smoked Gouda cheese, and I like this one.
Me too. Can we see your book now? Would
Yes.
you give us a little preview? Because the cover is just gorgeous. Look
So
at this.
So this is my latest book. It's been out just about a month. And what I'm really proud about for this book is that it was a #1 release and a bestseller, but not in vegan cooking, in soul food cooking. So I feel like that is making progress in the world, that if a vegan book is #1 release on Amazon in the soul food category, I think we're making progress. What do you think?
I think so. Absolutely. This is exciting. Wow.
I know.
And
I was really excited about it. I'm still excited about it.
now you've been cooking in the kitchen for a long time. I think it backs up to maybe cooking with your grandma and your mom. And then, so tell us a little bit about your journey while that UNtuna tuna melt is in that panini maker.
Okay, well, my grandmother was a vegetarian for about 50 years, so she taught me a lot about plant-based cooking. And so about 1992 is when I began my plant-based journey on my own. And yeah, so, and I've been doing it ever since. So since that time, I've been plant dominant. I've either been vegetarian, pescatarian, 100% plant-based like I am right now. And I'm just enjoying the ride. And I love being alive at this time because there's so many choices. I mean, can you imagine in the ancient 90s, the kind of things that we had to go through to be a plant-based? It was a lot.
It was a lot. That's so true. Now you do a lot of cooking classes. You do a lot of other kind of classes and so forth. Where can people find you and how can they reach you?
You can reach me at brookebrim.com. You can also reach me at vegan.soulfoodie on Instagram and vegansoulfoodie.com on the internet.
I love it. I love it. All righty. So can you show us the mixture one more time?
Yes. So this is our chickpea UNtuna. And our sandwich. I think my panini lost its juice. Let's see here. I think my little reset went out. Let's see. Hopefully we should be back. Yeah, back cooking. It should be toasty by now. Give it a minute.
All righty. Well, let's get back to the mixture and we'll go through that again because we have lots of people showing up.
Okay.
And you used that mixture, which was so high powered. Take us through the steps again, how you got that.
So what we did is 1 can of chickpeas, about a tablespoon of relish. Well, actually, we took 1 can of chickpeas, 1.5 colored mini pepper, a half of shallot, about a celery stalk, and we blended it inside of the food processor for until it got nice and melded together. And then we added in the mayonnaise and the relish and the nori kumi fukaki to give it that seafood taste. And I also added a little red pepper relish that I made a while that I use on all various things. So I mixed it all together, and then I just put that into a sandwich to make it melt with lukewarm cheese. It's important that you let your cheese go to lukewarm because then it has a better chance of melting. We all know that melting with the vegan cheese is not 100% yet, but it will be soon, I think.
Now, you work with a lot of folks who are transitioning over to the plant-based space. What would you say are 3 key tips that you would give folks who are on their way and are wanting to make the change, wanting to go vegan? How would you take them through with maybe 3 steps?
I think the first thing to do is to fill up your plate with fruits and veggies. Like if you're not ready to reduce the meat yet, add double portions of fruits and veggies. And you start to get a taste for the fruits and the veggies. The other thing that I would do is really get to know various fruits and veggies because a lot of times we know a lot about meat, but we don't know enough about fruits and veggies. So start studying it, become part of groups, read magazines, really get acquainted. I also would recommend that you get to know your aromatics and your herbs because you're going to be using that a lot to start seasoning your food. And so those are the things you got to kind of get into it, get to know these ingredients that maybe you weren't familiar with.
I love it. All right. Well, we are live with Lunch Break Live. We have Dr. Brooke Brimm here, and she has her panini maker working. I don't know if it's working, so we may have to just say, hey, everybody, you're going to toast it. You're going
to toast it.
You're gonna make it. You're gonna get it either. So if you don't have a panini maker, which is me, what do you suggest? Can we put it in a pan?
So
What do you think?
what I would suggest if you don't have a panini maker is a couple things. You could either butter it and put it inside of an oven with the butter side down, and then go to put your tuna on top and your lukewarm cheese on top, and then cover it with foil. Give it a few minutes, like about 5 to 7 minutes, and then put on your buttered top, flip it over, and brown the other side. And then it will work just as well in the oven. If you don't want to do the oven, you can use a nonstick pan. Butter the side, put your tuna on it, and then put your cheese on it, and just cover it with the lid and flip it, and you'll have it nice and toasty brown, like this is supposed to be.
You know what? We go with it. You know what? You are so much fun, Brooke Brimm. You're going to find several of her other Lunch Break Live shows with recipes over on JaneUnchained.com. Plus, you're going to head over to Amazon and grab Brooke Brimm's books. Yes, you are. And thank you so much for joining us today. And thank you, Brooke, for being here with us. We appreciate you so much. You're like our favorites here on Lunch Break Live. And we'll catch y'all next time on Lunch Break Live. Head over to find this recipe and more and the finished product pictures. You bet. We'll see you next time, everybody, on Lunch Break Live. Bye-bye.